Welcome to the Real News Network. I'm Jessica Devereaux in Baltimore. On December 15th, young Congolese activist Jean-Marie Kalonji was kidnapped by armed men in the Democratic Republic of the Congo's capital city of Kinshasa. A week later, the outspoken critic of Congo President Joseph Kabila was found in a detention center at Congo's National Intelligence Agency. The government has accused him of being against a national dialogue between political parties. Now joining us to put this all into context is our guest, Kambale Musavuli. Kambale is a student coordinator and national spokesperson for the Friends of the Congo. Thanks for joining us, Kambale.
Thank you.
So, Kambale, the political leadership has been known to go after young activists protesting government policy by jailing them and even torturing them. Give us an update on Kalonji's case, and what do you make of the accusations brought against him?
Jean-Marie Kalonji is a 29-year-old young Congolese activist. He's based in Kinshasa, the capital city of the Congo, and he's been organizing in Kinshasa for quite a while. I've known him since 2008. This young man has gone to college campuses, educating the Congolese people around their civic engagement, why they should be active participants in the society. How can they engage in electoral politics? And some of the local and social issues that Congolese people face on a daily basis. His activities has brought him to shine amongst other youth leaders. And unfortunately, on December 15th, as you pointed out, he was targeted by the Congolese government. But what is particular about how he was targeted is the government or those who have held him in a detention cell today are stating that he made a Facebook post around the Congolese politics, specifically the Congolese National Dialogue, where he stated that he is against the Congolese National Dialogue. So it's very interesting to see that there is no freedom of expression in Congo, that even a Facebook post could result in a detention and at worst could result in death or torture by the Congolese Secret Service.
Yeah, and we should mention we have presidential elections coming up in the Congo in 2016, and we know Kabila will love to hold on to his political power and is proposing a constitutional amendment that would allow him to be granted a third term. So what is he doing right now in this moment to secure his power?
The backdrop is that the Congolese president currently, the constitution only allows him for 2 presidential terms. This is the constitution that the Congolese people voted in 2006 in part of the referendum. But the Congolese president for the past 2 years have shown that he does not want to leave in December 2016, the end of his second and final term. There have been talks of introducing an electoral law that will make sure that there is a national census before the election, which will de facto extend this day. That didn't work. That was in January of this year. And now there are talks of having a Congolese national dialogue. This actually was something recommended by the United Nations in 2012 as part of bringing Congolese together for peace and stability. But the Congolese president is using that today as a way to also extend his power. How will that happen? Analysts say that with the national dialogue, there could be something coming out of it where it will call for a transitional government, which again will extend his stay. But the people have been vigilant, specifically the youth. The youth, or I would say the entire country, are in total dissatisfaction with the misleadership of Joseph Kabila. Now, this Joseph Kabila is the same one that the West has supported since 2001, and major corporations have supported. But the Congolese people have said no to him.
I'm glad you mentioned the West, because I want to bring up the United States and their position regarding this potential extension, him having a third term. They were against Rwanda's president seeking a third term. What's their position with Kabila?
It's similar, but let's be clear about the West, or specifically the United States position in the Congo. The United States is the nation that recognized Congo as a personal property of Leopold. In in the late 1800s, which caused Leopold II to control the Congo. The United States was also part of the conspiracy to kill Patrice Lumumba. The CIA was active in 1960 in the Congo, where when the Congolese elected their own leader, Patrice Lumumba, the United States conspired to kill him. He was assassinated on January 17, 1961. The United States, again, was part of supporting a dictator, Joseph Mobutu, in power for 32 years, as he replaced the will of the people in 1960, the assassination of Patrice Lumumba in 1965. Mobutu ascended in power with the support of the CIA and the United States. Not only that, after the West stopped support of Mobutu in the early 1990s, the United States backed an invasion of the Congo by its allies Rwanda and Uganda, which has unleashed the death of the millions of Congolese. Not only that, Joseph Kabila today was also backed by the West. In 2001, in 2006, the first presidential election, where he was announced that he was the winner. In 2012, after the result was published in November, the United States officially recognized Kabila as the president of the Congo, while masses of Congolese went out in the street to denounce the fraudulent election. So that's the backdrop that we have to look at. Today, when we hear the United States also state that they support democracy in the Congo, that they would like Kabila not to stay for a third term, I'm clear that I have to be very vigilant on US policy, that as they're now doing subversive actions right now in the Congo, just as they did in Egypt, by supporting some youth groups with USAID funds, I'm clear that we have to remain vigilant, continue to fight, that it's not just about Kabila not returning, but it's also to make sure that Congolese are no longer slaves of the United States, that we are not always the place where the West gets its resources, but Congo is finally free and liberated. So that I'm clear of. As they make those statements, I want to make sure that people also know the battle is with the Congolese people who are fighting day and night to have a free and liberated Congo.
And we're going to keep track of that fight, Kambale. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us on the Real News Network.